Hey everyone, welcome to another guide video, and in this one we're going to talk about generic build setups for your DPS units. I will illustrate this with Belina, but you can apply this for any DPS in the game. That's one good thing about this game is you basically only need these cores for all of your DPS, right? They're always the same ones. There might be some in the future that require different cores, but I'll get to those separately when that time comes. Otherwise, the safe bet for all DPS is to run one flat attack and one percentage attack. Now I'm going to I'm going to show this as an example, right? Attack at the moment is 5.8k with these cores. Now if I swap my flat attack for a percentage attack like this, you'll see that the attack goes down to about 5.1k, right? And therefore it's obviously worse than running one of each. On some units with very high base attack, you can still run these, but you'll still have a negative attack, but it won't be as big of a difference as this. In this case, she's losing about 800 attack. On something like a Zhao Meng, you can run double percentage attack and lose only about 300 attack compared to running one of each. Obviously it's still lower, but if you don't have enough gear or you just don't have one of each, then that is something you could do. Now if I just to show you the other side, if I then change it to double flat attack, and this one, you can see here now it is even less than before. It's below 5k. So for that reason, you just run one percentage and one flat attack to gear your units. I will change that back later, but just to talk a little bit more about why this is the case, right? Because you can see here my crit chance is not 100%. So you might be wondering, well, don't I want to always crit to do maximum damage so I can scale off the crit damage as well? What you generally will do for most units is you just buff them with your supports. As an example, Franca here does crit chance equal to support power times 20%. So you just multiply this by 20%, you're getting about 46-47% crit chance. And that's just from one support. And then a lot of people will run Tina as their support in the beginning, right? You eventually change this to Maybell, but she also buffs crit chance, which is here, 30% times your crit support power, okay? So 30% times this, you're getting like another 40-something%. So combining both Tina and Franca, most units will have 100% crit chance, right? There might be some that will be a little bit less if they have very low crit chance, but you can just add another crit chance buffer, such as Zhao Wu or Evali, because they both have a crit chance buff here. This will be at a lower percent because mine is invested into, but even at lower ranks, you will gain a little bit of extra crit chance. And there's also a lot of units that have self buffs, for example, or even just like having base crit chance. Like base crit chance of 40% is quite high on Angel Belina, but some units will also have things like this where before a normal attack they will also buff themselves and get crit chance and crit damage or attack, something like that. So yeah, you just combine two supports and you'll get your max crit chance. And then getting your crit damage, then you'll just get it off buffs, right? So Tina does a pretty big crit damage buff, right? And then you also stack other units such as Fleur, right? I didn't favor her unfortunately, but Zhao Wu and Evadi also have some crit damage bonuses. Nei also has crit damage. So stuff like that will boost your damage. Another thing to also mention is that the maximum amount of attack percent you can get from buffs, I believe, is something around 360%. That will generally be covered by both Franca and Tina, or Franca plus Maybell will cover your attack percent. And therefore stacking other attack percent buffers won't give you any additional benefit. However, it's much harder to fully cap out on crit damage, so then you'll run things like Xiaowu, Fleur, Overlimit, Nei, Avedi, right? Those will buff your crit damage and get you towards the cap. I believe the cap is 1.2 thousand, and then you can get some additional over cap crit damage from Ilya. So that's how you boost it all up. At the moment, we don't currently have enough supports to fully buff a Belina to that amount of crit damage or any DPS in that regard. But eventually, maybe there will be. And yeah, for that is why you build your DPS like this. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask in the comments. And yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.